Sorry, Josh. Too fast for me. Damn, dude. Thanks.
ready.
It's too wet.
Shoes of the cameraman mixed in the tape. Yeah.
Whose is this?
Huh?
Whose bike is this?
My friend Zach's.
Okay, where's he pitted?
Come on, biatch. Punch it. Punch it. See ya! I'm sorry about that. Oh, yeah! Let those tires warm up, you fucking biatch. Don't be painting it too hard. Onto the straight. Third knee, fourth knee, fifth knee. About to go out of sight. Knee, sixth. Oh, out of sight. No, not quite. There he is. Man, is he gonna speed up or what? Where'd he go? Punk ass. Chain it. Oh, handsome Mikey. There he is. Oh, failed really good Mike Kelly. What a straight. Oh, and here he comes. 6 miles an hour. 7 miles an hour. Getting up to 9 miles an hour now. instead he's sitting upright like a biatch. Just goes out of sight really quickly. There he goes. Cranked over into the left-hander. Mikey's not in the lead anymore. What is going on? Pained by that Folio. Back out to the gap. Oh, the gap is horrendous. Mikey's losing it. Oh, but he's catching him on the brakes. Oh, get on the power, boys. Get on the power. Can't quite get into the 5 section. Mikey's running like a complete homo. Relegated to 2nd place. Oh, it just looks like that homeboy has more engine than Mikey. Oh, he's getting on the gas pedal, I don't know. Whatever it is, Mikey's closing up. Yeah. Oh, it's great. I just closed on it on the brake, as you can see right here. And then through the 50 section too, so. One of those guys is running 747. What are we looking like down the straight there, ladies? Smashing it back. Knocked him the drive out of the turn. What a shit boy. Same again, gets him on the brake, can't get on the gas soon enough. Looks like Mike and the baby might be downhill a few hot into the turn. Oh, he's just riding like a biatch. Okay, here we go, on the straight, the track. Homeboy's getting up. Yeah, Mikey Kane's down the straight. That's what I'm talking about. Uh-oh. There he is, my bad. Outrageous painting. Oh, shit. Too much front brakes for Mike Kelly. He's up. He looks like he's okay. Respectable crash caught on film. Okay, shake. Pick it up, you nuns. Ben Morse is not going to be happy. He was going to race that in the next race. What are you going to do about that? It looks like he's alright. Just once over for the bike, and we're all fucking go. Punch it, Chewy. And he's off. He's going to change the full. Looks like he's going to lift it back in again like a homo. stuff out, Mikey. Oh, Mikey, watch out for the fucking crazy horses. Why comes the cowie? Takes him on the straight. Does Mikey get him on the brakes? That is the question. So Mikey does not get him on the fucking brakes. But does he get him coming through this fucking fast piece? Oh, fuckity fuck. You fucker, you fuckhead. On the brakes for Mikey. No! Ow, my eye is stinging. Well, here's where he's gonna walk away from the Mikey. Come on, Mikey. to something. That might not have a plan. Which indeed that motherfucker does. Back to the Mikey baby. And then onto the straight. Here comes the leader. Is it Mikey baby? I'm pretty sure it will be. The baby. Crashed out. Crashed her in the straight. So Mr. Kelly and Mr. Surveyor came together just a little bit of a dingity-do right where Mikey is right now. I guess Mikey punched him and got on his back faster than Damien could, so cane that little monkey. Went on to take the lead, which is where we see him now. Riding like a bit of a bitch though. Bump it up! No wheelie. Let's see the lead he's got. Second and Damien, third. And we pick up with Mikey baby. Here he comes. Down to the tricky left-hander. Oh, it's a beauty. He gets on the clutch. Ooh. There he is, past the umbrella lady. Into the little S. Onto the back straight, kinda. Tips it right, you're in third gear here, top down. Sticks him into fourth. Oh, it's a beauty. Down to the start and finish straight. Oh, we ride with Mikey down the straight. Wondering why he's not on the gas a little harder than he is. Oh, he wins. Takes a checker. It's a beauty. Oh, homeboy second. Homeboy Damien third. Respect for Damien on the modified 60. That's what I'm talking about, my boy. Yes, the Pedro. Crouch down, bitch. That's my bitch. X and the RS 125. 50. Mikey's out of the seat, he's going for the win, but he's not going to make it. Looks like Home Fry got the win. Mikey Squeeze gets the second. So I'm talking about. That's my boy. Boy. It's a very expensive Aprilia walking towards the finish line. And there is Ben in the lead, number 747, Westside East. Ben Morse on his final lap of the ACC. Another exhaust pipe. Wheelie time. Fuck, man. Julio, why are you pitting again? Nice. Oh. There he goes to kick some ass.
And of course, our good friend,
Yeah, I got him.
Nelson and the gang from the Hanson House for their support.
Yeah, he's in first.
For so many years here.
You
at
were
Wolf
first, I
Ranch.
forgot you too.
Leader of the 500 novice race now up into the Budweiser balcony. And kind of a breakaway there. We've got first and second place with pretty good distance between themselves.
Yeah, that's my boy
And that
Josh.
battle raging for third
Ass.
position as it
Woo.
is in 500 novice.
He already caned that other TZ. He already passed that other TZ
That's him
250.
right there, right?
Yeah, he's in first place.
He's hauling. He's in first place since he started. No one's catching up.
I can't look. How far ahead is he than the second place guy?
It's pretty far.
Pretty far.
Damn, boy, look at you go.
No, he's way over
I know.
there.
Okay, who's it going to be? We are, of course, our points leader and pole sitter, Jamie Lenore, number 649. Would be a pretty good guess here as they come down they come down the front straightaway. It is number 792 was the number I got there. That is Josh Alderson. position.
Yeah, boy. Josh, you are so far ahead of everyone, dude. If you're watching this videotape, you are so far ahead of everyone.
Looked like he had that pretty well sewed up, but things closed up on the 994 rider. As the 674, I think, was the next bike I saw. That would be Josh Solberg, the Pirelli Shift Magazine sponsor, Suzuki, number 674 in third position. Then I thought I saw 649, and that would be our pole sitter Jamie Lenore in fourth position at this point in the race.
He's kicking butt.
My arm's getting tired.
I know.
Wow. Dude, you're lucky, man. You're lucky I like you, Josh.
I'm showing you what it's like how
number 792, and no lead whatsoever.
Shoulder gets all
for the
numb.
rest of the field from second place. The 994 of Richard Italia on the previous lap had second place. It looked like it might be sewed up in the early goings on, but not the case now, as it is a big group.
It's a lot easier when
Well,
you
perhaps
first place that far
maybe
ahead,
squirting
you know
away
who
on
he
the more
is.
horsepower parts of the track here.
Dude, oh my gosh, Josh is so far ahead.
Yeah, well, there's probably lots of flickability in this division.
Dude, why are you
here,
turning
0 to
around, boy? You are
500.
so far ahead.
Leader comes down right now, Josh Alverson, number 792. Big lead. I mean, that's we have here more than that's a 5/8 of a mile front straight, so we're looking to almost to 3/4 of a mile so far for Alverson as far as his lead. Second place was the 994 of Italia, and it is not anymore. It is looked like 740.
Dude, Josh, second place is just passing the finish line right now.
Our Edwards Air Force Base racer on that Bandwagon Motorsports Aprilia, now in second place.
Dude, he's hauling.
And still in, I believe still in third now, or in third, Richard Italia on the Suzuki. Number 994.
Yeah.
Josh is running 28s.
Where's it telling you that?
I just know what he runs.
We'll know by the video camera what he ran this time. Keep one full lap. Don't, even if you're getting bad footage, don't turn it off. Then we'll know what kind of laps you
Dude, I haven't turned it off since he started.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Mom, I got your blondness.
That's what I said.
Sorry.
'Cause blonde
Sorry,
real
Josh.
quick.
Well, it'd be easy for the tuner and crew to keep track of that bike. Number 792, our leader here, Josh Alverson, in the 500 novice race, all alone. In fact, all alone on the straightaway. Everybody else is somewhere else right now. The race for second, though, keeps going on. There's 743, Ryan Hoffman. And I would like to know the entire name. I doubt it that it's Hoffman Rex, but we're going to go with Ryan Hoffman because I can't read that last one. 743 should be in second place, and he is. Then 994, and certainly an unreadable number, goes by in fourth position. We're going to go ahead and mention 994, Richard Italia in third. And I honestly couldn't read the number. We'll
Whoa,
get a
shit.
really good
Sorry,
shot
Josh.
this time. Next time by. They are halfway through. First, yeah, that's right.
He's catching up to the last guy. He won't lap him, but he'll get pretty close by the time it ends. I think he's cruising now.
Well, with the quickness of 792, there is bikes just about in every section of this racetrack now, with 3 laps down and 3 to go for the leader, actually working lap number 4 right now, and in turn number 8. Josh Alverson, Culver City resident, number 792, coming out of turn 9 right now, looking towards what, other than any glitches, would be a sure victory at this point.
Downshift 3 gears right there.
I went quite a ways back here to find our second place rider, and that is Ryan Hoffman, number 743 out of Edwards Air Force Base on the Bandwagon Motorsports Aprilia, and it looks like if that is indeed him as he comes around here, number 743, got second place getting pretty well tied up. Third place, however, apparently may be a problem. Richard Italia was in third place. I don't think that's...
Bet you'll catch him right here.
I cannot read that number. Something 24. Let's see if we can find it. That's a... Oh, maybe Josh Solberg. You know, I saw him a little earlier on, but that's 6'7". Josh Solberg. Now, we're just guessing at numbers. This would mean that, you know, numbers are kind of important. Wow.
He's about to lap him, dude.
No, I got it all on tape too.
It's easy to do when he's 40 million
Yeah, that could be
years ahead.
754. Let's just take a wild guess. Okay, Scott tells me it looks like an Aprilia. The only one I can see with a 4 on the end would be 754 James Jones, the Valley Village-based rider of an Aprilia. And there is a 4 on it, I know that.
He's
So,
gonna get him on the
and I
straightaway.
can't, this isn't all the old
He's gonna
orbs
pass
here
him.
giving me a problem.
He's lapping him. That's great.
Go, Josh.
Josh, you're about to lap 2 guys, dude.
Fourth?
Come on, baby.
There's our race leader as he's getting the white flag and encroaching on some traffic only just ahead of him. That's first place. He's over into turn number 2. Second place, the 743 of Ryan Hoppen is now in approaching turn 9. Then we go back and I think this is a battle right here, Scott, going on between the unknown Aprilia rider, perhaps not. We'll see when they come back.
Did he pass it to the guy?
That's Ryan Hoffman right there. He's in second place. Third spot, though, should be this, now this white bike right here. 994, he just took it away from the unknown rider. So back into third, number 994, Richard Italia on the Diablo-sponsored Suzuki in third. Very reasonable. Really, fresh out of a new racer school and tooling around here in third position, not bad. White flag being given to the rest of the field. As our race leader now coming into turn number 8.
He's about to finish, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the other guy has to get the white flag out for the other guy.
Yeah, he's got to get the checkered out.
Just like Scott. 792, race winner. Congratulations to Marini Yamaha sponsor Jane Ride Home. Steve.
Hey, Snell, get out of the picture, you schmuck.
Josh Alverson does cruises. Josh Alverson.
All right.
To know the gap. That's how close they are. Biaggi leads. 30 laps to go. Rossi second. Let's just get sorted out behind him because I don't think there's going to be a lot of time after that. Abe past Roberts up into third place. Abe third, Roberts 4. Crivier 5, Caparossi 6, McCoy 7, Akawa 8, Checker 9, Chippenau 10, Alex Barros in 11th place, back at the front. I think we're going to forget those men behind us. This is the battle we wanted. It's the battle for the championship. It's between Max Biaggi, who leads, Valentino Rossi in second place. Rossi leads Biaggi in the championship by 10 slender points.
Yeah, Rossi just about showed him a wheel there as he came almost alongside, but Biaggi certainly can feel his breath on the back of his neck now. Rossi there, and on that last lap, the gap was cut down to just 0.17. So Biaggi stepped up the pace, but Valentino doing 2.21, and Biaggi doing 2.22. Listen to the air horns. The atmosphere is explosive here at the Czech Republic. These two riders have broken into a 5-second lead over the battle between Roberts and Abe in second place. Rossi looking like he's biding his time maybe just a little bit now.
I think you're right. I think he thinks I've done a lot of hard work to get there. Let's just sort things out. He knows that he's having under no threat from behind, which is Abe up in the third and Roberts in the fourth place. This is the battle for the championship. This is the battle for the Czech Republic Grand Prix here at Brno. And yeah, if anything, Biaggi, I would say, just opened up a little bit more of an advantage. But I think that may be due to Rossi just sucking in a little bit of air, just taking a bit of a breather.
I like what Biaggi's doing. That is, he's looking back at the same place on the racetrack. That is Leon Haslam has crashed out. And he's obviously, he was wanting to continue, but he's obviously seen something on the bike, maybe a lever broken, so he's not able to continue. Only his second ride. He hasn't finished a Grand Prix yet on the machine, the V4 that he inherits from Chris Walker. Back at the front, I think what I was starting to say about Biaggi's looking back at the same place on the racetrack because he's trying to see if what he's doing, partial times don't tell him enough. He's trying to see if what he's doing through that section is working or not. If he's being able to pull anything away from Rossi. But we don't really know right now whether Rossi's biding his time back there or not. The pace is slowed for the leaders. They've gone from the 2.1s into now the mid 2.02s. 2.02.5 from Biaggi, 2.02.6 from Rossi. They can go faster than that.
Back at the front, Biaggi still leads Rossi and he's closed right up again, but he's a very, very intelligent rider, Max Biaggi, isn't he? And it's exactly at that same point as when they come out of the first X's, going back up the hill, he always looks behind.
We take any truck bed, spray it, and you can do this. Line it.
Yeah, I'm a flagman, third-generation flagman. I do my best work with the Suzuki GSX-R line. Each one is special. The GSX-R 600 is agile, aerodynamic, so it's light, like a bird. Like a bird. And the 750 wins everything because it's quick. Like a cat. And the all-new GSX-R 1000 is just going to dominate racing. And all that power and super lightweight, I'm going to be like... Ah, okay, there's my back. The old back.
If Biaggi won and Rossi was second, that gap would be 5 points. If it was the other way round, even my mathematics tells me that it would be 15 points.
Took his look again right there in the same spot. And the gap was about the same as it was the lap before as far as at that particular point on the racetrack. I think there's a lot of thinking going on inside those helmets right now. These guys know each other very well. They're lapping at a pace that is beneath what they could do if they went flat out. Back down 2:02.1 for, well, that's not too slow. That's equivalent to Crivier's former lap record, but that's been forgotten. So they're back. They were up 2:05. Now they're down 2:02.1, both of them, on that last lap. It's 0.3 of a second between Biaggi and Rossi.
Now there is a bit of a gap now. No, is Biaggi decided with what 10.5 laps ago he's going to make the move? We wait to see. Alex Crivier now coming up behind Kenny Roberts, and it's sadly the familiar tale for the current world champion is beginning to now drop back through the field. Roberts fourth, Crivier's fifth. And you know in your heart of hearts it's only a matter of time before Crivier gets past him. There's Abe third, Roberts fourth, Crivier in fifth place on the brakes, thinks about going up the inside of Roberts. Decides probably not exactly the thing to do. Abe, Roberts, Crivier.
Yeah, Abe's pulling clear of those two riders, whereas Capirossi, actually Roberts 2:03.2 on the last lap, so Roberts is being caught by Capirossi as well, and Crivier's going to have to get past Roberts, or he's going to be caught by Capirossi as well.
Great shot, look at the crowd there. Here at Bruno, you just saw Biaggi and Rossi. Then we have Abe.
Here's Crivier on the brakes on the inside, and Roberts will let him. He's not going to fight too much there. I think Roberts realizes that it's happened again. It seems like every Grand Prix, Roberts goes out, he qualifies well, he goes well the opening laps, and then he finds that he can't get the bike off the corner once the tire starts to go a bit, and it's the same old story for the defending world champion. Back at the front, nothing in it between them, 0.3 of a second the last time we checked as they crossed the start-finish line.
Yeah, and if we thought Biaggi was going to try and break away, well, he hasn't succeeded, even if he was going to try. Across the line they come now, 10 laps to go. I think the spark will start to fly pretty soon. Rossi, one would imagine, I don't think he's going to wait till the very finish before he makes his move. I think he's going to go in the next couple of laps.
Wait till next to the last lap. I think if he's comfortable with his pace, like I said, a lot of thinking going on inside those helmets. Biaggi is, Biaggi, this is not his first rodeo. Biaggi's won World Championships, and he's won them on the last day of the season in 250 twice. He hasn't won a 500 World Championship, but neither has Rossi.
Well, these are the two riders that are making all the headlines in World Championship motorsport, and especially on two wheels. They're out at the front here in the Czech Republic. There's 9.5 laps to go. Dennis calls it a pivotal race. It is a pivotal race for the championship. We ride with Valentino Rossi as they race back down the hill towards the packed hillside, the packed grandstands, and a massive hillside of Valentino Rossi and Max Biaggi fans. In a football stadium, they would be separated by a wall. That's kind of what they're separated.
Well, Biaggi's down. Biaggi off the inside on the exit of that on the entrance of that corner. Biaggi calling for help because he wants the marshals to give him a push, but he ran off the side of it. Ran really off the side of that thing on the brakes. And Valentino Rossi didn't have to do anything. He just sat there, and it was Biaggi who made a mistake. And so, here we are again. Let's take a look. And he just rode right off that front tire. Machine goes down. And Biaggi, I think, will say he lost the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Biaggi loses the front. And Valentino says, well, I thought it was going to be rougher than that.
Oh, God, he's quickly on his feet. He's back in the race, but that could be the moment that decides the outcome of the 2001 World Championship, because we wait to see where Biaggi actually gets back in the race. But Valentino Rossi now has a very, very comfortable lead indeed. He crosses the line with 9 laps to go. Nobody else in sight. Norick Abe now up into second place. In third place, it should be Alex Crivier. Kenny Roberts is still fourth. Loris Capirossi, Gary McCoy, Tura Akawa, Carlos Checa. Right, here is Max Biaggi. He's through the final S's section. Now let's watch where he is in the race when they cross the line. Biaggi is in 11th place. Max Biaggi in 11th place. 27 seconds behind Valentino Rossi. Now look at the two hillsides. The yellow bit looked pretty pleased. The red side was very unhappy indeed. Now did Valentino Rossi pressure Biaggi into making that mistake?
Well, they had gotten down. They were lapping just about 2:02 dead on that lap, so they'd gotten right down again with 10 laps to go at the time to reasonably quick times. But here you're watching Max Biaggi, and this is the sight that gladdened Valentino Rossi's heart.
The Honda Goldwing. Cycle World named it Best Touring Bike. Rider Magazine awarded it Motorcycle of the Year. And now your Honda dealer has a quote of his own. No down payment and low 5.9% APR financing. The all-new, unbelievable 1800cc Goldwing from Honda. Its impressive financing ends August 31st.
When I'm away, my mother's in charge.
Oh, look at Grandma!
I know my kids will eat their vegetables.
Who wants more chocolate?
After dinner, she'll make them rinse the really dirty dishes.
Bingo!
They'll put everything in the right place, because Mom loves everything shiny.
Cascade works 2 ways. First, it removes tough stuff. Then, its pure rinse formula leaves a better shine than the leading competitor.
Like mother, like daughter.
Grandma, let's go!
Also in powder and gel.
Introducing the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Burns, host of Totally NASCAR, and I've got some great news. We're coming to Speed Vision.
NASCAR fans, catch Totally NASCAR weeknights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
Who would have thought that Roberts running in 4th place, we'd have to say this looks like it could be his best result of the season, but it isn't anymore because Gary McCoy just came past on the brakes. Roberts' best result this season has been a 6th. The best result for Suzuki has been a 5th by Sete Gibernau.
He crossed the line. Rossi has a 7.3-second advantage over Abe. Crivier's 3rd. Loris Capirossi 4th. Gary McCoy 5th. Kenny Roberts 6th.
Toru Kawa taking 6th place from Roberts now, as Roberts is relegated back into 7th position. And Gary McCoy looking very aggressive now in these final stages of the race, which is when he likes it best, when everybody else's tires are gone.
Alex Crivier having to work very, very hard indeed now to hang on to that podium position. Almost loses the Repsol Honda. Tires are beginning to go.
Looks like
very,
himself.
very hot out
Looks
there.
like himself, though, doesn't he?
Yes, he
Crivier,
does.
the body English, riding aggressive, staying down, moving his way to the front of the bike, pops up on the brakes.
Loris Capirossi on a similar machine right behind him. And somewhere just behind those two is Gary McCoy. You'll see him arrive. He'll probably be absolutely sideways.
This is Crivier now, and the rear end steps out reasonably controllably for Alex. He's accustomed to that. Didn't quite come around far enough to be a high-sider, but Crivier on the limit.
There's a car actually right behind Gary McCoy now. So here we are, Norik Abe, Alex Crivier, Loris Capirossi in 4th place. Well, this will be a great result for Alex Crivier if he finishes 3rd. He missed the last round of the championship. 2 big crashes in the final qualifying session within half an hour of each other. An equally good result for Norik Abe if he hangs on to 2nd place.
Max Biaggi is still hanging on to 10th position back of Sete Gibernau and just in front of Noriyuki Haga. This is the Antenna 3 team, Luis Dantin, watching as Crivier is being held at bay by Abe now, although he was making some impression on Abe, but Crivier's now got more to worry about behind him than from in front of him because it's Capirossi putting the rush on him.
Rossi's crossed the line, the advantage 6.8 seconds over Abe. There is Abe. This is Crivier. Behind Crivier, right behind him, Loris Capirossi, then Gary McCoy, Toru Okawa, then Carlos Checa. Not a bit of a disappointing ride by Checa. I think we felt he might be higher.
And Roberts is coming into the pits.
I don't think you'd like to be in that pit now, would you?
I think that garage door is going to come down pretty fast.
See if we can hear. We might have to put a warning out.
I don't think Roberts has too much to say right now.
Right back with the leader. He'll have plenty to say after this race, I can assure you. Valentino Rossi leads the race after the man that had led virtually all the way. Max Biaggi crashed right in front of him. 3 laps to go. Rossi leads. Abe 2nd. Crivier, Capirossi, McCoy, Okawa all could finish in 3rd place. This is a very, very, very important result for the 21-year-old Italian. He's back up the hill. 6.5 laps to go. Won the 8-hour race in Suzuka, that's 3 weeks ago now. Riding with the World Superbike champion Colin Everest. Here is Abe. And certainly Crivier, who's bringing Loris Capirossi along with him, are closing on him. And you get a horrible feeling for poor old Norik Abe. He might be caught and might just miss out on the podium.
Yeah, I think we saw a little bit of that in Luis Dantin's face earlier when they were showing the Antenna 3 team. The pace that he's running is 5/10 of a second slower than Crivier. And of course, Crivier's got no choice. He's got Capirossi all over the back of him. So Capirossi chasing Crivier toward Abe.
So pressure on Norik Abe, and you can see visibly now that the 1999 world champion Alex Crivier is closing, and he's bringing Loris Capirossi along across the line. 6 laps to go here at Brno.
Crivier took another 0.3 of a second from Abe, and Capirossi took 0.2 of a second from Crivier himself.
Okawa closing right up on Gary McCoy. This is Carlos Checa in 7th place.
Morning, Harris.
Every day, AmeriDebt helps more people with money problems.
My credit card debt was outrageous. Then I called AmeriDebt. They contacted my creditors and got my payments almost cut in half.
AmeriDebt is a non-profit organization that offers free consultations to consumers seeking to eliminate their debt.
Every month I pay our credit card bills, but the balances never seem to get smaller.
AmeriDebt got our interest rates reduced, and now the balances are dropping dramatically.
Call 1-800-262-6600. AmeriDebt, helping America get out of debt.
From the law offices of Ronnie Lynn Deutsch.
Do you owe back taxes? Business or personal, the IRS is now reconciling back owed taxes, levies, liens, payroll taxes, as well as penalties at a fraction of what's owed. Qualified tax professionals will negotiate and resolve your tax nightmares. Call now before the program ends. We can help, and all calls are confidential.
Call 800-597-7557 now.
I don't want to be right. If being right means being without you, I'd rather live a wrong-doing life. If I can't see you when I want, I'll see you when I can. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
The Roadstar from
Loving you is wrong.
Tomorrow night, lock on with NASCAR action from Bristol. Then power slide with Pro Rally in Maine. Plus, get inside the mind of a true car fanatic. That's NASCAR from Bristol beginning at 6:30 Eastern. SCCA Pro Rally at 8 and Car Crazy at 9.
Ah, the usual, gentlemen?
Well, perhaps for Emmett, but I'll be having tea. Well, I'm the designated driver.
Not so quick, friend. I'll be having the tea, as I'm to be the driver.
Deny yourself if you like, but I'll be a driving.
Boxster. What only a Porsche brings to driving.
Crivier makes the move. He's able to hang on. Gets to the apex. Clean line out of the corner, and Crivier bided his time. Well, I think he bided his time, but he chose the proper place to make the pass. Abe's going to come back on him, though.
Oh, Norick Abe up the inside as they break to the left hand. Oh, here comes Caparossi out of nowhere. And Caparossi has gone past the boat. Is he going to run wide? Yes, he is. And Caparossi still might hang on to third place. Oh, he has. Poor old Norick Abe.
Well, Crivier's not going to have it easy now because Capirossi's got a full hit of steam.
That's for sure he has. He came from nowhere, didn't he? He was always going to run it wide, but he came out. But
always, yeah, for sure.
Right.
But enough to be able to hang on in front of Abe as well. And here it is again. This is a little later.
That's just after it.
As Crivier is able to hold him off here.
And as Caparossi still managed to hang on to third place. Right. Crivier second, Loris Caparossi third, Norick Abe in fourth place. Just to remind you, Valentino Rossi leads. Max Biaggi crashed back in the race in 10th place. That's the gap. That's Valentino Rossi. What a race for second place. Here comes Caparossi, this time on the outside.
Crivier riding defensively now. Moving to the inside. He knows where Capirossi is and what Capirossi can do.
He is a demon on the brakes, Caparossi. The trouble is, he gets in so tight on the brakes, he runs it out wide when he comes out, doesn't he? I suppose that makes sense for anybody coming in on the brakes that quick.
Well, Crivier's on that full factory Honda NSR, and he's finally starting to get on with it a little bit. They had some new engine parts delivered and some changes made to the machine to make it more like. He doesn't like the bike the way Valentino Rossi prefers it. He prefers the machine more like it was last year toward the end of the year. But they broke the mold of that one, built a new bike, and Alex has had to deal with this man's motorcycle, Valentino Rossi. When you're number one in Honda, you're the one who decides the way the motorcycle is built, the way it runs. Look at Crivier running very aggressively there, very defensively there, using just half the track as he comes down. He doesn't want to let Capirossi get anywhere near inside him.
Right through the little left kink down the hill they go. This is where Capirossi was a demon on the brakes last time. 3/4 of a lap left remaining. Capirossi on the brakes. Has got into second place. Will he run it wide? He does exactly the same as
he's going to lose another place, I think. No, Abe wasn't close enough.
Exactly the same maneuver by Loris Capirossi the previous lap.
Crivier just moved over and waited for it.
Almost just over half a lap remaining, but Loris Capirossi is not finished yet. Crivier second, Loris Capirossi third, Norikabe fourth. At the front, Valentino Rossi is going to open up a big lead in the World Championship because Max Biaggi has crashed out back in the race in 10th place. What a racing up for second place.
And for third.
There is the leader, Valentino Rossi. Now, who's going to finish on the podium? Crivier second, Capirossi third, Norikabe stung into action in 4th place. But he knows that Capirossi is capable of running it wide. He won't do it again because Abe will get in there. He did run it wide again. Abe didn't quite get through. But any more mistakes by Capirossi and I think Abe will be through. And I don't know if Capirossi has decided third place is perhaps better than fourth. He's going to start riding a bit defensively. That's not too defensive, is it? But they're at the bottom end, half a lap to go.
Like sliding there on the exit, he's trying to get all the power down. He was fortunate when he made that mistake that Abe was not as close to him as he is now because Abe would have come through as well. He issued an engraved invitation there, but Abe wasn't close enough to accept it. Crivier still using a defensive line on the entrance, but don't think Capirossi is close enough to be able to take another bite. But Abe is, as Abe manages to get alongside, but does lose drive on the exit. Valentino Rossi wins the Grand Prix. Alex Crivier comes across second. Czech Grand Prix third goes to Capirossi with Abe a disappointed fourth.
Akawa fifth, McCoy in 6th place. We wait for Max Biaggi, 7 checker. We still wait for Max Biaggi. Sete given out a good ride by him into 8th place. 9th should be Alex Barros, I think. Here is Max Biaggi. He might be up into 9th place, actually. What a ride by Max Biaggi. Crashed while leading the race. Up into 9th place, but what a disappointing afternoon for the Roman Gladiator. He thought he was going to win the race here this afternoon. His great rival, Valentino Rossi, has won the Czech Republic Grand Prix. Here in Brno, we are going to see some super celebrations now. Back on track, Valentino Rossi. Will he win the title? This, without a doubt, is the most important race I think he's won in his whole career.
After the 270 horsepower Chevy Trailblazer, everything else just seems kind of weak. The all-new Chevy Trailblazer, like a rock.
Next weekend, see if the 2001 World Champion can break Prost's victory record with a Grand Prix win in Belgium. Friday practice, Saturday live qualifying, and Sunday the Belgian Grand Prix live at 7:30 a.m. If you've got a nose for burnt rubber, Speed Vision has news for you.
Hot Rod Magazine is on television.
Everything you need to know straight from the editors of America's original speed-loving magazine. Hot Rod TV, Saturdays at 7:30 Eastern.
MotoGP on Speed Vision has been brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. And by Dunlop Tires. Dunlop, the winningest tire in AMA history.
Good victory, good fight until lap 13, and from then on it must have been much easier. And now your championship lead is extended.
Yes, the championship lead is extended, return at the 35 points, but I think is right because if I don't crash at Mugello at the last lap, I have 35 points anyway. so return at the right distance. The race was very hard because Biaggi started very fast and tried to go, but his setting, his bike is a little bit better than mine. Slide very much, and for him is more easy close the line, close the corner. But I risk at the beginning because I know this is his tactic, and stay with him, and after, unfortunately, he crash. And so I win. It's important for the championship, but it's only one race. I have 6 to the end, and it's necessary to stay concentrated.
Back to the podium, Alex Cribillet, after a long time without being on the top 3. Second position today for you, and your feeling must be impressive. And also the fight in the final laps, first to catch up to Kenny Roberts and Abe, and finally fighting with Loris must have been interesting.
Yes. Since Jerez, I couldn't in the podium. In Italy, Mugello, I was very close in right condition, but here, you know, it was a very, very good race. I'm very good. I'm happy, you know, because I think I'm still strong. A little bit older than Rossi, but I think I have the possibility to be in front and to win races. So I'm very, very happy, and also for my team and for the fans.
Okay, thank you. Finally, third position today, making it an old Honda podium for Loris Capirossi. And your fight was to catch up and try to be on the podium, because on the final lap also fighting with Abe. What was your situation? Tell us about it.
You know, I think this race is very hard for everybody, not only for me. But in the beginning of race, my start is not too bad. But Van de Gorber touched me 2 times and go out. And I start again in maybe 7 or 8 position. Every lap I try to catch the front guys, but in the last 2 laps I see in front of me Abe and Cribillet. I try before to overtaking Abe, and the last lap also I try to overtake Alex, but I put the first gear and the bike is spinning a lot, and I finish there. But I think it's for me, for the championship, for the team, it's very good.
Well, that's 10 races down and 6 to go. A lead of 29 points for Valentino Rossi as Max Biaggi loses the race that he really had to win to keep his championship hopes strong. It's not over yet. There's still 6 rounds to go. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time from the beautiful city of Estoril in Portugal for the Portuguese Grand Prix, round 11 of the Moto Grand Prix 500cc World Championship. For Nick Harris, I'm Dennis Noyes. Thanks for watching.
We go on the air today with heavy hearts. Last night, racing lost one of its best. North Carolina dirt track racer Will Davis was fatally injured in Sedalia, Missouri. Those who knew him will miss him. Those who admired his work know the sport won't be the same. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Will's family. Matt Mladen's grip on the #1 plate has loosened. This uncharacteristic crash in Minnesota has brought Eric Bostrom to within reach of the champ once again. And Ebaz has a chance to close the gap even further now that the series has come to one of his favorite venues, Pikes Peak International. But to win again here, he must beat the hottest racer in the series. Nicky Hayden has won the last 2 races. Can the kid make it 3 in a row? AMA Superbikes next on Speed Vision. Round 12 of AMA Chevy Trucks U.S. Superbike Championship Racing 2001 sees us at Pikes Peak International Raceway in Fountain, Colorado. And if you were here, it would be an even bigger crowd joining us today. Hello, everybody. I'm Brian Drever. Joining me is three-time world champion Fast Freddie Spencer up here in the booth, and we think this is going to be a terrific race and a terrific show, Freddie, because we've already had fireworks here this weekend.
That's right, Brian. Yesterday, the drama was in the last few moments of qualifying. Now, Matt Miladin was trying to do what he has done for 8 consecutive races, and that's get a pole position and new track record. He went out with a few minutes to go, put on that qualifying tire, went out and set a new lap record. But unfortunately, it didn't last very long. Nicky Hayden did something that he has never done before. Waited for the last few minutes, put in that qualifying tire, went out there, and he re-broke the track record and took Matt by surprise and ended that streak.
Not only did he end the streak, he earned his first ever pole position in Superbike, Nicky Hayden. So how is he feeling just before starting this race and on this very historic weekend, at least for him personally? Let's go to the third member of our broadcast team, Larry Myers.
Well, I had the opportunity to visit with the young man that will be riding the 69 machine, Nicky Hayden, regarding that pole. Now, the first thing out of his mouth was, you know what, I snapped Matt Miladin's string. That's what he was the proudest of. But secondly, we talked about the fact that the fashion in which he did it was truly professional. And he is intent on carrying that pole position, and I think this is going to give him the drive right on to victory here in Colorado. Guys?
Hello. Welcome back here as we take a look at Nicky Hayden down on the starting grid and the rest of his crew. And we'll take a look at the starting grid. How are they going to line up here today? Behind Nicky Hayden, for one thing, Matt Miladin will be the number 2 man on the grid. Then Eric Bostrom and Doug Chandler on the pair of factory Kawasaki's round out row number 1.
Curtis Robertson, row number 2. He repped in a pretty good qualifying position. Aaron Yates coming back from that badly broken leg that he had from the Laguna Seca crash, and then Jamie Hacking rounding out row 2.
Row number 3 is going to start with Larry Pegram, then Miguel Duhamel with a disappointing starting effort here. Tommy Hayden and Pascal Picat will also be on row number 3. Pascal on the first of the Harley-Davidsons. Row 4, Andy Meklau and Ducati. Mike Smith on the 911. As we go back through the starting grid, you're going to see a full complement of Superbikes here at Pikes Peak International Raceway for round 12 of Superbike racing, as we are definitely getting towards the end of the season here. Points in every position down through the points are going to be important for all of the men who will be starting here today. Now, take a look at the layout of Pikes Peak International. When you look at it, it's simple and straightforward enough. 1 1/3, 6 turns, Freddie Spencer, but it's one that can bite you.
This racetrack is one of the tightest that they run in all year long. No, Freddie.
And with 6 turns, a big long straightaway on to the front stretch here of the NASCAR Oval. It is mostly through the infield section and especially down into turn 1 that passing can get done. The bikes are returning to the starting grid right now, and it shouldn't be long before the green lights will go on and we will be racing. And once again, the historic first pole position for Nicky Hayden will be on board with Aaron Yates, and you'll get a very unusual view of Double A Ron, the enforcer, as he has returned to racing action. You will also be riding on board with Eric Bostrom, a much more conventional look with the rear tire in the foreground. You'll be watching anybody that might be behind him. So with those 2 on-board looks, we get ready to go racing. The lights are green, the clutches are out. Matt Miladin gets a great start up from the number 2 spot, and he is the first one to make the left turn into number 1. Nicky Hayden in 3rd position, and the 2 Kawasaki's are right there. Eric Bostrom now slotted back into 3rd as Hayden moves up alongside and past Matt Miladin down the backstretch into turn 3. So Hayden didn't get the job done off the start, but he runs a little bit wide. Miladin comes inside, but Hayden gets back on the gas and is able to hold on to the number 1 spot. Now Matt Miladin works inside and moves Hayden back to 2. Great racing on the first lap as Bostrom and Chandler running in 3rd and 4th positions, and the number 80 bike of Curtis Roberts is 5th. Matt Miladin took the lead, lost it, and took it back. And he is out in front right now as they come up onto the banking for the very first time. Matt Miladin is your leader by the narrowest of margins, and the rest of the field is strung out behind him, led by Nicky Hayden. Miladin leads. Hayden, Bostrom, Chandler, and Curtis Roberts in that order, with Miguel Duhamel running in 6th, followed by Pegram, Hacking, Rapp, and Aaron Yates rounds out the top 10. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll return to Pikes Peak in a moment.
Down in the dirt. Get down on the dunes. Get down on the trail. Get your monthly payments way down.
Get that.
As low as $69 a month and no down payment with a Honda card.
Get that.
Or get low 6.9% financing and no down payment on any new Honda ATV. Get down-to-earth deals now at your Honda dealer. This is Silverado Heavy Duty. Available with the new Duramax diesel. The most powerful diesel you can get in a pickup. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
Racing's always been a way of life at the Haydens. About 5 years old, I was on the gas. When your dad was taking you to Little League, mine was taking me to the track. I've been dreaming about one thing my whole life. Getting to the flag first.
Celebrating 25 years of superbike racing in America. This Speed Vision program brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. By Cycle World, America's leading motorcycle magazine. And by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. At Pikes Peak International Raceway, the leader is Matt Mladen. Nicky Hayden is with him. Bostrom and Chandler aren't far behind, but Mladen is pushing hard, Freddie.
Well, Matt Mladen knows that he wants to try to break away from the crowd and, of course, the young kid right behind Nicky Hayden. We knew that the race pace would probably be low 54s, high mid-55s. Nicky, that last lap ran a 54.2, so he's just going to sit right there and put a little pressure on Matt Mladen. This is a very long race, but as you can see, the whole crowd is being brought with him.
Very long race indeed, 48 laps around the racetrack here, and it is a workout. Matt Mladen spending some time in the nearby Garden of the Gods, rock climbing, mountain climbing. Eric Bostrom and his brother Ben doing much the same. Nicky Hayden staying in shape. Everybody knows that this place takes great fitness, determination, and a lot of concentration for 48 laps.
Well, and the key here also, Brian, is tire management. You can see there the guys are pushing pretty hard. We were talking about Matt Mladen's bike already starting to move around a little bit, but they're concerned with blistering over a long race. In practice with all the left-hand corners here, and you can see the black stripes being left on the ground there from these big super bikes spinning. They're always concerned about that left side tire temperature.
Matt Mladen with an early start on his trip here to Pikes Peak International now is leading the race early. Let's go downstairs to Larry.
Well, Freddie, that temperature on the racetrack is like 125 degrees. Now, Dunlop brought 4 brand new tires here to Colorado. They selected the one that they thought was best, but they had limited numbers. So the riders used 1 tire for testing. They've got 1 left for the race machine and 1 in reserve if they have to pop it on later in the race. But generally, it's a very hard compound, and they're all using the same tire.
That's exactly right, Larry, because what they have is 3. And you're right, just in case something happens with a red flag. As we're looking at the back here of Eric Bostrom's machine, they're always concerned about with a red flag, they want to have a spare one to put on. As Doug Chandler looking on the outside of his teammate, now looking up the inside, is he going to make that pass, going down in 3, just not close enough.
The 2 of them are definitely gaining ground on the 2 leaders, and Curtis Roberts, as you can see in the distance just behind, Doug Chandler is coming with him. No, that's not...
Curtis Roberts there right behind, of course, his teammate Eric Bostrom just keeping in sight Nicky Hayden and Matt Mladen. Now, Curtis Roberts, coming back from that surgery he had on his forearms, has really made some progress with that close second-place position that he had that finish at Brainerd, almost winning. He was so disappointed. Even though he got second, he would love nothing better than to beat his teammate here, of course, in the Honda camp, and that's Nicky Hayden, and win this race.
Roberts in 5th position. Ahead of him, it's Chandler. Ahead of Chandler, it's Bostrom. Ahead of both of them, it's Nicky Hayden and Matt Mladen. We remember the Nicky and Matt show from a year ago for the championship. Well, that's not the case this season. It's Mladen and Eric for the championship, but Nicky's going for the win, and it would be 3 in a row.
Well, this point of the race, it's so early in such a long race. Nicky Hayden just feeling out what Matt Mladen, where his strengths are, where his weaknesses are. Nicky's been working this weekend after talking with him, trying to get the balance at front and the rear machine. All the riders complaining about rear grip and steering on these machines.
Well, and we talked about early in the season how Honda was down on testing time. They've been trying to make it up. They went 2 consecutive weeks testing at VIR, and they're going to be testing again before the last 2 rounds of racing. Nicky Hayden, the green numbers at the bottom of the screen, and Eric Bostrom, Chandler, and Roberts, all faster that last lap than Matt Mladen.
Well, that didn't surprise me, Brian, at this point of the race. You know, we're seeing them kind of single file, just testing each other out. Nicky Hayden getting a good drive coming off turn 2, leading down that back straightaway, just testing. Can he get close enough to try to outbreak Matt Mladen? Fans, this is one of the zones where you're going to see that as the race progresses.
Hayden getting a little bit closer. Maybe he sees something that he can exploit, but there's no need with 40 laps to go, coming up on 39, to make any kind of an impetuous move early in the race. Study well, young man. Then make a move, perhaps, would be the advice you'd give him, right, Freddie?
Well, that's exactly right. And all 5 of the riders in line here, the veteran Doug Chandler out there with his teammate Eric Bostrom. We know Eric likes this racetrack, and then Curtis just eyeing and seeing what's going on. Talking to Doug Chandler, one thing he likes about this racetrack, the Kawasaki's aren't spinning the tires much as the Twins are, or even the Suzuki.
Well, Eric Bostrom has won here twice in Superbike, once for Honda, again for Kawasaki last season. Doug Chandler won in 1999. Miguel Duhamel won the inaugural race here at Pikes Peak International. So we've had a mix of men and machines go to victory lane here at Pikes Peak. Matt Mladen, Nicky Hayden draws right up to him.
Just not close enough there. Nicky Hayden really getting that RC51 picked up off the side of the tire, trying to get the power to the ground. That's one thing all the Honda riders complaining about this weekend is the bike spinning. Getting that machine set up properly, it's really difficult.
Matt Mladen, the defending series champion, 2-time champion, wears the number 1. A new set of leathers this weekend, a little bit of a different design that he likes better than what he was wearing earlier. And of course, he scuffed him up a little bit at Brainerd, so a new set of leathers may have been in order. Nicky Hayden thought he might have a notion there, Freddie, of coming up on in the braking zone there, turn 1.
Well, that would have been definitely a ballsy place to make a pass, but Nicky looking up the inside there, getting a good drive off the corner. This time, is he going to look up the inside on the outside?
He does!
Making the pass.
Nicky Hayden takes the lead. Crew Chief Peter Doyle sees it happen.
Put some muscle in your investment portfolio. Put some muscle in your investment portfolio. Call Investors Trading Group now.
It's Toyota Clearance Time. Clearance happens just once a year, and you'll like the values on the summer's biggest inventory. Get $1,500 cash back on any new 2001 B6 Camry, $1,000 cash on a new 2001 4-cylinder Camry. Camry is America's #1 selling car 4 years in a row. Or get a special lease on any new 2002 Corolla. Toyota's 2001 Clearance, going on coast to coast.
She hates to shop. She loves the chase. Because she knows to run from the law, you need to be tough. The wrecking begins this fall on Speed Vision.
Look, this is a dirty fuel injector. This is a clean one. As you can see, cleaner works better. That's why I use STP fuel injector cleaner in my car. I add STP every time I change my oil. STP is basic car maintenance.
Hey, I'm Tim Allen, and you're watching Speed Vision.
Welcome back to Pikes Peak International Raceway. You're watching Matt Mladen and Eric Bostrom, the championship contenders, but they are a half second behind